He wouldn't allow me to leave. He wouldn't allow me to move. He prevented my movement, and then proceeded, as I tried to walk around him, he proceeded to push me several times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you have all that filmed?
I do.
That would be very helpful.
I do have it all filmed.
Look at the
He
recording.
pushed. Yep.
Especially if he pushed you.
He pushed me several times, and I want to press charges, and I want him arrested.
Okay.
I need to stop recording. Well, I'm not going to. There's nothing illegal about what I'm doing here. I'm just recording.
Well, what's your name?
My first name's Sean. Can I get your name, ma'am?
Sure, it's Brent Ledway.
Oh, okay.
What's your last name?
Sheriff Bruce. I don't want to give any personal identifying information, only because I'm still...
identifying information from us.
You only gave me your first name, Bruce.
My last name's Sloan.
What happens when not just the police, but the mayor's office and even the state's attorney unite to crush a citizen journalist's rights? Today's story takes us deep into a battle where the Constitution is trampled, freedom is threatened, and corruption hides in plain sight. Stick around. You won't believe how far they're willing to go.
Taking the video here.
I'm not going to do that, unfortunately.
Okay, I have to call to the police then.
But
Is it right for you?
Why would you call the police?
Because I told you that you have to follow the rule. If you are not following, then I have to call to the cops.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, how you doing, officers?
Good. Not bad.
Can I get your names and badge numbers?
Sure, can I have your ID, please?
No, you can't.
Excuse me.
Have you not heard that before? Let me just explain really quick so you guys can understand. So what I'm doing here is a First Amendment protected activity.
That's great.
I'm recording. I know you don't care. Hey, Dennis, can I please speak to a supervisor? I would appreciate that.
Yeah, there are.
Where is that at? Can I see it?
Okay, I'll try.
Can I speak to a supervisor?
Did anyone in here approach you guys and say, hey, this is bothering me?
No.
So, you guys don't want him here because he's filming people.
Yes, it's a...
And I'm just trying to arrange this. And I don't even need to arrange it carefully. For whatever reason, you don't want him here. And that reason happens to be he's recording people.
Correct.
My only purpose here is to remove him from the premises. He is going on and on and on about constitutional rights. So I don't know where this is going to go, but the last time I checked, it's not against the law for him to violate somebody's constitutional rights because he's not an officer of the law.
Right.
Or you, or her, or anybody else here.
Right.
So, just so you guys understand that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure he's going to start asking more questions. I'm sure after today he's going to be calling here.
Hey, Tibbets.
Officer Tibbets.
Tibbets. Policies, they don't supersede law, just so you know that, okay?
Oh, I didn't know that.
It goes law, goes the Constitution, law, then policies,
I have
okay?
no idea.
Okay. And I have a constitutional right to be filming here. So,
Okay.
great. So I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know because
No
you don't know the Constitution,
No, I
obviously.
don't.
So
Obviously, I don't. No, I
you took an oath to it, though, Tibbets.
anything. Jeez.
Dude, why you got to be
Dude,
such a
why
tyrant?
You gotta be such a tyrant. See what I'm doing there?
Acting like a child?
Yeah. So
We're in charge here, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna
So
tell
now
me to leave, and then
you're
what,
gonna have to
what
give
you're
us an
gonna
ID.
do?
If you don't give us an ID,
Not
you're
gonna
have to go.
happen.
Then you're gonna have to go.
Not gonna
downtown.
happen. I'm
just
not breaking
telling
any
you.
laws.
Yes, you're breaking their law. And
I can see the tyrant in you, Utter.
oh yeah.
You're a real tyrant.
Yeah.
I can see it in your
24
eyes.
years in law enforcement experience.
Yeah.
I'm still here, but I'm a tyrant.
You are.
Because if I was a tyrant, I'd be long gone.
If I don't leave, will I be arrested?
Yes, you're trespassing.
Okay, I'm gonna leave then, because you're under threat of arrest.
That's
I'm
correct, yes.
under threat of arrest. I'm going to leave. You violated my constitutional rights. I have a constitutional right to film in public. That's what you just don't understand.
There's no laws or rules in anywhere. You
No.
can just do whatever you want.
No, that's not true. You can.
So they have a law that says what you're doing was wrong.
They have
so they
a
would like you to leave.
policy. They have a policy.
So they would like you to leave, and that's what we did.
No, but the law protects me to do what I do. You understand?
No.
It's a constitutionally protected
Put that
activity.
on your YouTube feed because
It's
you're wrong.
constitutionally protected
You're
activity.
wrong.
On July 15th, a few weeks after the Danbury Police Department violated my constitutional rights at the library, I went to the city hall to serve the city with a notice of intent to sue. No,
Please
but my
turn that off.
I'm not
Turn
gonna
that off.
I'm not gonna turn that off, sir. But
You have to go. You're gonna turn that off, or you're gonna your name, or you're gonna go. What
okay,
is it?
listen. So all I'm trying to explain
Why?
to you, sir, is that I just shouldn't have to surrender my Fourth Amendment right to enter a public
Don't go
building.
there. This
Don't
like I
go
said,
there. This is United States of America.
I-
The security guard said that unless I surrender my Fourth Amendment right of giving him my name, unless I give him my name, this is a public building. So unless I give him my name, I don't have access to this public building. I want to hem you guys up. I'm not trying to be an asshole. You know, he told me to turn off my camera. Again, I have a right. I have a right to film in public buildings. So all I'm asking, this would have been done. I would have just went upstairs. My name is on here, and your officers seem to have a good inkling of what my name is.
Let me take a walk up there and I'll figure.
Great.
How you doing?
What does he want?
That guy? He just wants to serve a lawsuit on us. So he wants to serve it to whoever gets served lawsuits.
Jan, let me check next door and I'll.
The only reason he's not being a problem, but he's just
Yeah.
not giving us his name. We know who he is. We dealt with him at the library yesterday.
So is that the one that was filming at the library
Yeah,
yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is he a
gotcha.
This is what he does. No, he's a citizen. He's a New York resident. This is what the kid does. He goes all over the East Coast and videotapes. You
He's
know.
not the audit guy, is he?
Yeah.
He is.
That's him, Christopher Reyes.
He was in Waterbury
Yeah.
and he got arrested.
He didn't. Yeah, they shouldn't have. We should. I mean, he's not doing anything illegal. You know what I mean? He's only here to serve papers, I guess, to sue at a police department.
wouldn't
he won't
sign
give the
in,
security guard his name. I mean,
Right.
we could, if you want to let him up, do what he's got to do, and then we'll write his name in there when
Not
he
to
leaves.
air.
Let me find out next door.
I don't know
who
where
it's
he's got to
supposed
go.
to Yeah,
I don't
let
know
me
where he's
find
got to
out.
go, but
Let me find out.
you know what I mean? To avoid this just getting out of hand, he's going to end up suing everybody. I don't have a problem. Like I said, he's a very polite kid. He's not, doesn't raise his voice ever. He's just,
We'll be on TikTok. Jesus Christ.
you know, on YouTube. But like I said, he just wants to serve papers, but you know what I mean? Like I said, if you have an issue of his name, we know who he is. So if that's the only thing keeping him from doing what
Remember
he's
the
got
video
to
I
do.
showed you of the guy auditing O'Leary?
Waterbury? Yeah.
Yeah, now he's
in the
downstairs.
lobby.
Oh, really?
So, and like I said, we dealt with him at the library yesterday, and they escorted him out of the library, which they really shouldn't have done. But you know what I mean? He doesn't. That's a problem with the kid. He doesn't cause a problem. He's just difficult to deal with. I don't think he wants anything to do with us. That's the issue.
I mean, yeah, but
So-
why be so hostile about
He's
it?
not. That's the thing. He's not hostile. He's just difficult to deal. He's not. He doesn't raise his voice. He's a polite kid.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he
Yeah.
doesn't. He's not going to come in here and start kicking shit around, which I wish he did, because then we'd lock him up.
Right,
But he
yeah.
doesn't do that. You know what I mean?
Just
So-
irritation.
Yeah, just enough. All he's here is to serve papers that he's suing the city. That's all he's doing.
But he's not a state marshal.
No, he's not a state marshal, and he's not creating a disturbance. He just won't give the security guard his name, but we know who he is.
You do know who he is?
Yeah, his name's Christopher Reyes.
Okay.
So if the issue is only his name, then I don't have a problem. Because a kid,
Well,
he's
I'd
not
rather
a
come down and
he's not a
just-
violent kid. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's not going to
But
start.
it's just that nobody knew, and he was just
Yeah,
being.
but he's not, like I said, if he was go down there and start kicking garbage cans and throwing shit out, I'd be great, because I'd pound on him and lock him up. But I can't do that. And he's not that type of kid. He's very
think I'll have to go
cordial.
rather-
He's very cordial. He's very polite.
Okay,
he's
but why
very
does he have to film
This
that?
is what he does. He's one of these civil activists.
He was in Waterbury
He's the
last
guy that
week.
was in
Oh,
Waterbury.
Waterbury
and
last
he's,
Filmed the mayor and yeah, that's
you know,
so.
I'd rather go downstairs and bring him up here.
then if, we could do that
Yeah,
if you
let's
want.
do
He's
that.
not, like I said, he's not a violent
Yeah,
kid. He's
I'm
not any threat to anything. You know what I mean?
Good.
Are you Janice?
I am.
Janice Cagley. Hi, can you I'm here just to serve you with this notice of intent to sue. So, and this is a complaint. This is a statement that you can attach for your records. Can you stamp it, photocopy it, and give it back to me, Janice?
You just want a stamped in copy?
Yeah, because I'm filing. You know, I want to have proof that I gave it to you here today, Janice. That's all. And also, if you can give a copy to so that way, normally I would go do it myself, but obviously I'm not being allowed upstairs.
Give it to who?
The corporate counsel, because those are the people that are gonna, handle
Okay,
it.
so you want me to date stamp it, and you want me to give you a
A
copy?
copy back, yeah.
Okay, you wait here then, and I'll bring it down
Sure,
here?
I mean, if that's what
Okay.
you want me to do, sure.
Sure. Because just so you understand.
Yeah.
That I'm only the recipient of the paper.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm not
maintain
suing
them.
you.
No, I know. But just so you understand that my office does not handle this situation. So I'm the recipient, as I
Yeah.
am with the state marshals. But then I pass it on to the
To the corporate counsel, yeah, and they'll give me, I know how this works, then
But
they'll
my
probably
office
give me a
doesn't
ring.
Doesn't do anything with this.
No.
Just so you understand.
But you do pass it on to the corporation counsel,
do.
and they'll give me a ring. Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
That's what we do.
All right. Thank you, Janice. Signed, dated. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your service. You guys have a good day. Stay safe out there. About a week after I served the city with my notice of intent to sue, I went back to City Hall to do a Freedom of Information Act request. As soon as I arrived, Phil was not happy, and he started harassing me from the moment I walked in.
Down here. I'm not kidding. Wait down here. Just give me a minute. Show me some.
You didn't show me respect last time, no. And your mayor didn't show me respect.
Wait down here. Wait
I'm
down here.
not waiting
You're
anymore.
not going upstairs. You're gonna wait down here.
Don't touch me.
You show me some respect. Listen. You wait
Don't touch
down
me.
here.
Hey, don't
You
touch me. I'm just
wait
walking in a
down
public
here.
building.
You're a pain in the ass. You're
Okay,
trying to start
great.
trouble. You're
No,
gonna wait
by
down
walking,
here.
by walking.
I don't want you to
Please,
go upstairs. I have to
please.
call upstairs
Please.
first. I have to
Get
call
out of my
upstairs
way.
first.
I'm
I'm
asking
not
you
going
to
to
get
get out of your way. Get out of
I'm
my
asking
way.
you to get-
Gonna go.
and
I'll
I
talk
won't.
to you the way I want.
No, you won't.
I'm tired of
No,
your
you won't.
nonsense. I will.
No, you won't. You're gonna get out of my way.
You're not going
Don't
anywhere,
touch me.
brother. You're
Don't
not
touch
going
me.
anywhere, brother.
I'm telling you not to touch me. All I care about is the Constitution.
I don't
That's all
give a
care
damn.
about.
You and your
Yeah.
Constitution, you can stick it.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere until you fill out a form.
Okay. I could stick the Constitution. Very American, Phil.
You're not going anywhere,
Get
brother.
out of my way.
I'm telling you, I'll put you through the
Get
wall.
out of my way. You're not. You
going
will
anywhere.
not.
You're not
You will
going
not.
anywhere. You're not
You will
going
not.
anywhere.
You keep
Try
pushing me like that. We're gonna have a problem.
Buddy. Try me,
We're
buddy.
gonna have a problem.
Try me, buddy.
We're gonna have a
Try
problem.
me. Try me. Try me. Try me.
Yeah.
I'll knock you down like I knocked trees down all my life.
Yeah. I'm not a tree. I hit back, buddy.
You're
I'm
gonna wait
asking
here.
you to move.
I'm
I'm
gonna
asking
move.
you to move.
I'm not going to move.
I'm gonna keep walking then.
Go ahead, try to walk through me.
I'm not.
Try to
gonna-
walk
I'm
through
gonna
me,
keep
buddy.
walking. I'm gonna keep walking.
Back up, buddy. Back up.
Don't push me. There you go. Look at you. Law enforcement was called, so I'm gonna wait for law enforcement before I do my little walk around the building, and then yeah, Phil, you're going to jail.
Let him go. I'll walk around with him.
Yeah.
I'll walk around.
Has the police been called?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wasting resources again on a journalist.
Right, our professional will walk around with you and make sure that
He can do
that
whatever
rule,
he can
those
do whatever
rules
he
will-
likes. He can
And
do
then
whatever he likes.
if you don't disagree with something he says in the policy, then you do.
He
have
can do
to-
whatever he likes.
you'll
But
have to
I'll
bring
be
an
waiting
action.
for law enforcement as he put his hands on me several times on video. So that's how this is going to play out today, Phil.
You got in my face.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Thanks. Hey, I got to talk to you guys when you get a chance. I got to report a crime. The security guard in there, Phil.
Okay.
I walked into the building, exercising my First Amendment right to film in public.
Yep.
And he unlawfully detained me. I know he's not a police officer or law enforcement.
What did he do to unlawfully detain
He wouldn't allow me to leave. He wouldn't allow me to move. He prevented my movement, and then proceeded, as I tried to walk around him, he proceeded to push me several times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you have all that filmed?
I
'Cause
do.
That would be very helpful.
I do have it
I
all
can look
filmed.
at the
He
recording,
pushed. Yep. He pushed.
especially if he pushed you.
He pushed me several times, and I want to press charges, and I want him arrested.
Okay. Would you be willing to write a sworn written statement?
Yes, I would.
Wonderful. Okay.
And I have it on
between the
camera.
sworn written statement and the
And the camera.
footage,
He
you
should be
can't-
arrested because he committed a crime.
Well, we'll determine that after we look at the camera footage and after I read over your statement. But just cursory, based on what you've told me, yes, it absolutely sounds like a crime, especially if he pushed you.
Yeah, several times. This officer came over while I was showing these guys the video and said, hey, we're 18, meaning they're ready to leave, that they're going to get out of here. As a complainant is showing evidence of a crime, you have to do your job, because hundreds of thousands of people are going to see this, and they're going to see how you do your job here today, right? So that's all I'm saying. I'm trying to pressure you into doing your job or do the right thing. You should do the right thing.
Man to man for a minute, without all the record. I mean, mine's gonna stay rolling.
Yeah, yours gonna. Yeah, but if yours is, why can't mine stay rolling?
No, it can. I just want to talk to you. You seem like
I'm a
you
reasonable.
Get a feel from me, right? Come
Yeah,
on,
I
man.
do. No, I do. I get it. I do. I get it. I do. But I got it. I have to hold them accountable.
Can I just tell you something real quick, please?
I was extremely curious to hear what Officer Jacobellis wanted to tell me off camera, so I obliged, knowing his body camera was on. He began to complain about how he didn't need this, that he was up for sergeant, and for me to please let this go. I didn't, and asked him how doing his job would affect his promotion. Apparently, doing the right thing is frowned upon in the city of Danbury.
You said you wanted to do a statement, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's do camera footage and statement. Just do it from him. and I'll get a statement from him. Yeah. And we'll
So what-
document it, and I'll submit the.
What does that mean?
So
That means
I'm gonna
if I push, listen, all I know is you guys are gonna do whatever you want to. You guys are gonna do whatever you're gonna do. I understand that. I can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. But what I'm saying is, if I were to touch this man in the manner that he touched me, I would be in cuffs right now. So I just want you to understand that, and especially if I showed you video.
Gonna explain one thing to you though, real quick. It's a little different. Doesn't make it right, but it's a little different if it's in the course of his duties and he believes that
He's not a law enforcement officer.
I know, but
he's a security guard.
He has a responsibility to. He's hired to kind of maintain the peace here. So if he believes that you're not allowed
I've been
upstairs,
here before, and he should know that I have a right to film here.
I
The lawyer
understand that.
came downstairs.
No, hey, we're not gonna, Phil, please, we're not gonna do any back and forth whatsoever.
You get statements?
Yep.
If they want to give it, we'll get his evidence. We'll send the paperwork to court, and if they want to grant the warrant, they'll grant it.
I'm gonna type up your side of the story, his side of the story. They'll watch the evidence, and then court will make a decision based upon if he wasn't a security guard and didn't have reason to believe that you weren't allowed upstairs. That changes things. You know what I mean? So
Also at the direction of.
and so based on this, and there's no exigency.
I understand
there's
that,
not
but-
any serious injury or anything like that. So we have the availability of time. So I'm going to submit all this. I'm going to document the whole thing and submit it all to
Yeah,
court.
just explain it to
and
me.
then
You submit it to.
I'm going to write a warrant
Okay.
for his arrest.
You submit it to court.
Yeah.
Court either
And then
grants
court's
it,
going to
denies it,
decide.
Or
Yeah.
ask for a resubmission.
Okay.
And then once.
So
if
it would
if
be an
it's
arrest, but
granted-
an arrest by warrant.
Okay.
I'm going to write a warrant for his arrest.
We just left the Danbury Police Department. We're here at Danbury City Hall again to accomplish our original mission, was to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right here. So we're back here. Looks like the security guard that assaulted me is here, chumming it up with the sergeant here. So must be a friend. Hopefully that doesn't prevent the Danbury PD from doing their job. I don't need any help, sir. How you doing? So this is our first time they're allowing us to come upstairs and walk around in City Hall, which I should have been allowed to do from the get-go. But, you know, everybody learns eventually. This is the gentleman that's going to be arrested and hopefully fired for his egregious actions here today. Security guard Phil.
How did that last relationship end?
You can't film in here. You're not allowed to film over the counter. We talked about that before.
I can film in here. I can.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Why? What is so hard? But what is so hard for you guys to understand that I'm allowed to film in public?
You're not allowed to film
I don't
over the
understand.
counter.
I'm not here
You were
being
told that.
unreasonable.
You are.
I can film people and customers. You might want to get the attorney back down here.
All right, you do that. And you're
No,
doing it
you
wrong.
can do that.
No,
I don't
you
need
can do
to.
it
I
by
know what I'm
standing
doing
out
is
in the
right.
hallway.
I wouldn't get any more trouble than you're already in.
Buddy, you're really forcing the envelope.
No,
You know
I
what?
wouldn't
You
get
were
any more
told
trouble.
You can film the walls. You can film the
I can
hallways.
film anywhere
no,
in
you're
public.
not. You cannot come in a department, disrupt it, and film
I'm
over
not
the counter.
disrupting anything.
You're filming over the counter. You're not allowed to do that.
I'm allowed to film
you're
anywhere
not.
I can
No,
see
you're
from
not.
public. Yes,
you're
I
not
can.
allowed to come in a department and film over the counter.
Phil,
Not disrupt my office.
I'm not.
You are disrupting.
He is
my
disrupting
office.
the
No,
office.
you are disrupting my office.
How?
But you're not supposed to film the people in my office.
I can
So I'm
film
telling
in
you
I can
that.
film in a public area.
So you can leave and go outside.
Okay, I'm
Outside,
conducting
sir.
business. I need to get
You're not
FOIA. I
conducting
need
business.
FOIA
causing
requests.
trouble.
I need FOIA
You're
request
causing
forms.
trouble.
I need
I
FOIA
don't
request
have FOIA request forms.
at the town clerk. You don't have FOIA request
No,
forms.
you write them. You send me a letter, and your letter.
You have FOIA request
I
forms,
don't have
ma'am.
FOIA request
Yes, you do. You need to get
Sir,
you need to get your
out.
hands off. You need to
Yeah,
get
you're
your
not
hands
coming
off
out.
me.
You're not
Out.
coming out.
You
I
need
don't
to
wanna
get your
have to
hands
call
off
the
me.
police 'cause it's not
You
police.
can if you'd like, because they're going to tell you you're wrong, man. That's why. You're an attorney. I don't understand how you don't know these things.
Let me tell you something. I explained this morning what the rules were, reasonable rules.
No, that's not reasonable rules. You can't.
What
You
did-
can't.
what did
put-
I say that you could
can't.
do? No,
You
could
said
you
I
tell me
cannot
what-
film behind a counter. That's what you said.
Correct.
I'm not filming behind the counter. I'm filming exactly everything I could see
You're
from
filming
public.
Counter at workers.
It doesn't matter. They have no expectation of privacy in public. You should know this. Why are you Why are you ignorant of the law?
These are the rules.
Do you have
that
expectation of
establish-
privacy? Is there an expectation of privacy in public, sir? Has the courts ruled that you have
We're not-
has the courts ruled that you have a privacy that that you can be that is privacy in public? This is public, correct?
This facility has established rules.
That doesn't
what
matter.
people can do.
That doesn't matter.
It does because
That doesn't
they're in
matter.
place. It
You
does.
can't put
It
rules
does.
that infringe on my rights. You can't
You-
do
but
that.
You also can't override our rules.
I can
Have been
because I don't
responsibly
override.
adopted.
I don't override them. The Constitution overrides it. Actually, a constitutionally protected activity can't be turned into
You
a
know
crime.
what your protected activity is? To walk the hall, take your pictures.
And to go into publicly
Not-
accessible areas and to take pictures.
Not to
Yes,
disrupt.
I can. I'm
No,
not.
You can't.
Yes, I
You cannot
can.
disrupt the operations.
I
of the
can't wait to
building.
litigate this with you in court.
Go for it.
Can't wait.
You know what?
It's
Stand
gonna
in
be
line.
great. It's
Stand
gonna be
in
great.
line.
Stand in line. You
Take-
guys have a lot of litigation
Stand in
coming.
line. You know what you do with this kind of stuff is you disrupt.
You're gonna be
city
litigating for a
operations.
while.
Bring it on.
There you go.
Bring it on. Go ahead.
And we'll see if a judge agrees with
Go to the
what you're
court
doing
right
here
now.
today.
Go to court right now and
Oh, it's
file
coming.
your papers.
It's coming. I'm waiting for all the relevant documentation.
Because you're disrupting. Because you're
No, I'm not.
He's allowed to film in the hallways, which he went into the departments. He's not allowed to film over the counter. He starts filming everything. He's disruptive. He's intrusive, and I'm tired of it. And that's why.
Yeah, you were already tired of it when you physically assaulted me earlier.
I didn't physically assault you. You got my face.
It's on the
out
camera.
there.
It's on the
You want me to
camera.
physically assault you.
It's on the camera.
That's
Don't worry.
fine. That's
Hold on
fine.
one
You
second.
need to get a life.
Can I just get your name and badge number, sir?
Just back up. Let me talk to him real quick. Just let me talk to him. Give some space. Officer Contreras, 633.
Thank you, sir.
What's going on?
Nothing.
You were just at the PD.
Yeah, I was just at the PD.
Okay. Were you here earlier recording?
Yeah, I was here earlier
And then
recording.
you went to the PD?
Uh-huh.
And now you're here.
Yeah, I'm here because I wasn't allowed upstairs.
Okay.
So I had to go to PD to file a criminal complaint against this gentleman for assaulting me.
Okay.
So that's why I went to the PD to write a statement. I'm here again because I'm a journalist working on a story. I'm capturing things that are in public. That's all.
Okay.
They're telling.
over the counter like they
Nope.
said?
I went in. What they're saying, officer, is that I can't even enter into the town hall office and record in the office because if I do, they're saying that is somehow against the law.
As I'm sure you're aware.
What is it?
Same guy came back in and he's insisting on going into the offices and filming over the counter. People are at the counter, the documents are out there. We don't know what he's filming and he wouldn't leave. Phil tried getting to leave, he wouldn't leave. So I came down, I reiterated the city's policy. You can walk up and down the hallways all day, public space, you can film the walls, you can go into the foyer, but you can't film across the counter. And you can't try to get in close enough to film people. And documents, you can freedom of information request documents all day, but you can't film and access those areas. The counter is the limit. You can go up to the counter, but you can't film across the counter. So it doesn't buy that.
If you stand in front of the counter.
He can, like for example, come on over here.
So what did he actually do in the tax office?
He came in here, he was trying to film.
Yeah, he was in, he busted in here with him, and Phil's trying to keep him out. He's trying to film all of our people at the counter, he's trying to film my employees,
That's
and I
what he
told
can't
him
do.
he has to leave. That you can't film employees or my customers. Yes, I can. I said, no, you can't. You're obstructing business, I can do that. I want FOIA requests. I said, I don't have FOIA requests for forms. And he said, yes, you do. I said, no, you send us a letter or an email.
Okay.
No, he goes. But it said he was filming all of our customers. So I
Yeah,
was
so the
like,
policy is that you can't film across the counter. And as a result, you're disrupting the workforce. If you're filming workers, it disrupts the
But I had customers here at this desk. I had a customer out there. I had a
just wanted to show
customer
you the
at the
area
table.
where-
And he was trying to.
4817. It's the same party. Are you in real? Roger.
At this moment, Officer Michael Farrell, president of the police union, turns off his body-worn camera for approximately 1 minute before arresting me. Now, why would that be? It is a clear violation of department policy. What are you hiding, Officer Farrell?
You're not bothering anybody, and you're not obviously going over the counters.
Yep, not going over the counter.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Where did they accuse you of going over the counter?
So what I did was I just walked into this town clerk's office right here to ask her for a FOIA request form. And as I walked in there, the security guard who assaulted me earlier got in front of me, said, "You can't record in here. You can't record in here." And I was like, yes, I can record in here. He's saying that I can't record in the office, in town hall office, which is not true.
Excuse me, sir, what's your name?
No, turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
What am I being arrested for?
Trespassing.
Okay. You commit the crime today, and I go away in cuffs. Isn't that justice? Hey, did you ever ask me to leave, officer?
I wasn't here before.
Did you ask me to leave? You asked me to leave? How about you? Did you ask me to leave? Oh, it's on your body camera telling me to leave? Because don't you gotta warn somebody first? Don't you gotta ask somebody to leave first, sir? No?
Like I said, I'll take it.
Like, knows your face in the course of the day, right?
Ain't that the truth? Everybody's okay upstairs, right?
Well, people are just accepted it. It's the second time they come in, and everybody's gone in, and they keep going in and around, and looking at everybody. Hey, we tell you responsible, right? There's all stuff you need to put down, explain.
Just put in there that you asked him to leave. He said he couldn't film. He went in and filmed over the counter. He advised that his personal space. Make sure you put in there that there's documents that he's not allowed to film. That's why he's not allowed to film and all that stuff. All right. And then we're good. Okay.
When public servants forget their oaths and weaponize the system against those they serve, it's up to we the people to stand firm. Always know your rights, document every encounter, and never surrender your freedoms to corruption, because if they can do it to one, they can do it to all. Stay strong, stay informed, and stay free. What happens when feelings replace the law, and the very people sworn to protect your rights decide to trample them instead? Today's story exposes a courthouse where demanding ID without cause, intimidation, and outright violation of the Constitution are business as usual. You won't believe how far they went and why it could happen to anyone.
This is the county clerk's office here.
Sir, we don't want you recording in here. I'm sorry. We're not giving you permission to record us.
You're not giving me permission?
No.
I'm just taking some pictures and video, ma'am.
Are you videoing?
Yeah, I'm taking some video, yeah.
But I don't want to be on your video.
But you weren't on the video until...
I am right now.
Because you started talking to me, ma'am, right? That doesn't make sense. Excuse me, sir?
You can't videotape in here.
Who are you?
I'm security of the courthouse.
I'm gonna take a step back.
No, you can't videotape in here.
You're security? Are you
yes.
law enforcement or
Yes.
just security?
Yes, I'm part of law enforcement, yes.
Part of law enforcement?
Yes.
So what agency do you work for?
For the Sheriff's Department, Peterborough County Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
You can't videotape in here.
Why is that? This is a public area, sir.
You cannot videotape in here. Let's go.
Sir, this is a public area. He just told him to call a deputy for what? Let's go see if we can speak to his supervisor. So are you a supervisor here? Or
Pardon?
are you a supervisor here, sir?
Well, the security, what's going on?
Oh, I'm just trying to record and gather some news content, but then the other security guard.
Hey, this might go with that. Can you send us a deputy? Right into this courthouse. We have something over here that's kind of suspicious.
I'm suspicious. That's interesting.
Are you videoing for?
What makes me suspicious, sir?
Are you videoing for?
What makes me suspicious, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not answering any more questions. So we got the deputy down here. Hopefully we can sort this all out peacefully. Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah, I'm just... Are you the deputy that this gentleman just called?
From the sheriff's office.
And can I get your name and badge number, please, sir?
Do what?
Your name and badge number, sir?
For what reason?
Because just to identify yourself to a member of the public, that's all.
No.
from the county.
You're from the county? That's it?
Yeah, that's all you get from me.
Why would that be?
I don't know what you're using it for.
You're a public official, so you're a public servant. I'm just asking
You're
for your
smart,
name.
John. Figure it out.
I'm not sure I'm going to. I need to talk to the county clerk, I think.
Okay. All right, let's go try and do our public records request for the county here. We got a little sidetracked, but hopefully everything works out and everything's all right. Excuse me, where would I do an open records request for the county? An open records request for the county? I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story. I'm trying to get some public information, like an open records request. Have you ever heard of that? Freedom of Information Act.
Not. Are you talking about like court cases or what?
No, I'm talking about for the county itself. Like as far as the people who work for the county, public information. Like I need to know who's the names of the people working for the county here, their salaries, title.
She's not even here today. Is Kelly here? I don't know. I was looking for Kelly and I didn't see her.
Hopefully someone can help us out.
It would be with the county commission. I just don't. Our boss isn't here, so I don't know where exactly it's published or where you would find it.
Yeah, it's usually like there's usually like a form where I fill out and I can request public documents.
That might be through the county commission. I tried calling her. Their office is downstairs.
Okay.
To the right.
All right.
But I tried calling her, but she didn't answer.
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're looking for an office?
Yeah, I'm looking for the county commission.
Oh, actually, other direction.
Other direction? Okay. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
With something?
Yeah, I'm here to do an open records request for the county. Excuse me. Public records request. I'm sorry. No one knew what that was upstairs. So.
Are you filming right now?
Yeah, I'm taking some pictures and video. That's correct. I'm an independent journalist.
I was gonna say you can answer her. I thought maybe it was my banker. So I came down there, but it's not.
Well, you have to fill out a FOIA request.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Do you have one here?
We don't have a form.
I can just write it on a piece of paper. That's fine. That's fine. Hi, sir. How are you?
Good.
Are you in charge of the gentleman upstairs?
Yes.
The security? Can I just get your name, sir?
I'm the sheriff.
You're the sheriff? And your name, sir?
Bruce.
Bruce. Okay. Sheriff Bruce. The security upstairs were, escalating the situation, wouldn't identify themselves to me. I'm trying to explain to them that I'm just an independent journalist gathering content for a story. They told me that that I wasn't permitted to record in publicly accessible areas, so...
Well, there are some security concerns.
Yeah, there are security concerns.
Security concerns.
And you can't violate those.
What are the security concerns?
The security concerns with the building. You just can't videotape anywhere you want.
That's for sure. Anywhere that's publicly accessible or a public area I can record. Just like I'm doing right now.
In fact, you need to stop doing that.
I need to stop recording? No, I'm not going to. There's nothing illegal about what I'm doing here. I'm just recording.
Well, what's your name?
My first name's Sean. Can I get your name, ma'am?
Sure, it's Britt Ledway.
Oh, okay.
What's your last name?
Sheriff Bruce. I don't want to give any personal identifying information, only because I'm still...
identifying information from us.
You only gave me your first name, Bruce.
My last name's Slime.
Sir, we
What's your
have
last
a lot of people who have legal problems in this building, and so it's absolutely justifiable to ask you to identify yourself.
I just told you my name is Sean. I'm working on a story. The reason why is that I don't want to compromise the story before it's published. That's the only reason. I don't want to compromise the story I'm working on before it's published.
So who are you working with?
I'm an independent journalist. That means I work for myself.
Where are you based out of?
I don't want to give any identifying information, just not to compromise my story. That's all.
Well, it's appropriate to ask you to exit the courthouse if you're not willing to identify yourself.
That is
because of security reasons.
that is not accurate at all.
That is accurate.
This is a public building. I have a right to access the public building. How you doing today,
You
sir?
have a right to know who's in the building.
You don't.
Yes,
do you
we
get
do.
you get everybody's ID when they walk in the building, sir? Or is it just
Ask
because?
for it, yes.
No, that's not true at all. That would be a violation of the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, sir. You should know that as the sheriff.
Amendment is.
Yeah, the right to search and seizure. You can't seize my identity. You can't seize my identity.
Okay, come on.
Okay, don't put your hands on me.
Well, you
If I do, I'm trying to do a FOIA request.
On you, but
I'm trying to do a FOIA request. I have a right to access public
You
information.
need to film the building to do a FOIA request.
Yes, I do. I'm a journalist. It's called. You ever heard of the First Amendment, ma'am?
she's the
Okay, so the First Amendment, what does it give us? The freedom of press, correct?
well,
So you're trampling on my freedom of press. It gives us all the freedom of press
You
too.
need it. All right, come on.
Will you arrest me if I do not leave the building?
I'm gonna give
I need
you-
to. We need to be clear because we need to be clear. Just want to be clear because what happens next is a federal civil rights lawsuit, ma'am, and it's on you.
Well, here I'm asking you to leave. I'm giving you.
Can I
lawful
get
order
your title?
to leave?
Can I get your title? And then I will leave.
I'm asking you to leave, please.
So if I do not leave, you will arrest me.
Yes.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
Well, keep it up, and you'll see it on the criminal report. Keep going.
Am I not making an attempt to leave, sir?
Slowly, but yeah.
Okay. Are you going to tell me to run?
No.
Okay,
You good?
great. So I will make my
Watch
way.
out, you're gonna hit the wall.
I will make my way.
It's kinda hard
So
to
your
see
name
where
is
you're going.
Sergeant Bennett?
Yeah, it's kind
And
of hard to see
you-
where you're going.
You work for the Sheriff's Department here?
Yes, sir.
Why are you violating my constitutional rights, Sergeant Bennett?
I'm just asking you to leave, sir.
I have a right to access this building. This is a public building, sir.
I'm not giving you a lawful order to leave because you were making everybody uneasy and you can't allow.
Uneasy by
video.
recording?
Yep. Keep going.
It's a First Amendment protected activity, sir.
Keep going.
It's a First Amendment protected activity, so you're making a big mistake here. You're opening up your county to a federal
Okay.
federal civil rights lawsuit.
Where are you from?
That doesn't matter, sir.
Well, you asked me
The
about
United-
my questions, and I can.
The United States Constitution.
You asked me about
The United States
Hold on,
Constitution
hold on.
doesn't
No.
end in West Virginia, sir.
No, you're doing about this all stupid. You're asking me for my name and my number, unit number,
I-
everything. Well, what's yours? What's your name?
My
Where
name
you
is
from?
Sean, sir.
Where you from?
Where are you from? Where do you live?
Like Greenbrier County. What do you think? I'm a deputy in Greenbrier County. Where
Oh,
you
okay.
live?
Gotcha.
Where do you live?
So you're kicking me out of a public building, aren't you, Sergeant?
Where do you live?
Back up, please. Back up.
I'm not touching you.
Back up.
It's public space, remember?
Back up.
Public space.
Back up.
Public space. Keep
Get out of
walking.
my face. I'm
Public
walking.
space.
Get out of my face.
Public space. Keep walking.
Think you're real tough, don't you?
Look that way.
You're gonna regret this.
Okay.
You're gonna regret it.
It's all good. Go
Promise
ahead.
you that.
This way, please, sir.
You just violated my constitutional rights.
How?
I have freedom of press. I'm a journalist. I have a right to access this building. Arnett is the security.
Actually, you know what? I need to see your ID right now, please.
For what?
I'm investigating the incident.
What incident? What's the
They
crime?
called because
What's
you
your
was make-
reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime, sir?
Suspicious person inside the courthouse making everybody uneasy.
That's not a crime.
Give me your license.
That's not a
right
crime,
now.
sir. Can I
License
speak to your
right now.
supervisor, please?
License. You just talked to him. He was a sheriff. License, please.
Go get the sheriff, sir.
No, license.
I didn't commit a crime, sir. You just said I
License.
didn't commit a crime.
License.
What a crime have I committed?
For one, you're making everybody uneasy.
That's not a crime,
I
sir.
didn't say it's a crime. I said it's an incident. I'm investigating an incident.
But you need reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime to demand ID from me, sir.
No. If I get caught on anything,
Don't put your hands near your pockets.
if I get caught on
Sir,
anything,
my hand is not in my pocket.
I said
Please
near your
calm down.
pockets.
Please calm down.
Listen.
I went into a courthouse. I don't have any weapons on me.
listen.
That's a good, real investigative work you're doing there.
When anybody
I just was in a courthouse.
calls for cops, that requires an investigation. And
Sir,
part of my
he's trying to
job-
demand ID from me. Please, Sheriff, let him know. He's trying to demand ID from me or he's going to arrest me.
You're out of the courthouse now, so
Yeah, so go back to work. Do what you need to do. You're not getting my ID.
if you come back in again,
You're not getting my ID. Yeah, for trespassing, correct? You're trespassing me from the building?
no, you just need to identify yourself.
So I can't enter in the courthouse without identifying myself? Is that what you're saying?
Now, that's correct.
No one else does it. Why do I have to do
Because
it?
You are refusing to. You're the one video.
Because
I'm
it's a
not-
First
I'm not
Amendment protected
arguing with you.
activity. Sheriff, you are going to regret this, Sheriff. You are making a big mistake. And you were never going to get my ID. None of you were. What a bunch of tyrants. Wow. What a bunch of tyrants here in West Virginia, man. That is insane. Alright guys, so as you just saw, I was forcibly removed from the building under threat of arrest by the sheriff himself, Sheriff Bruce, and his tyrant deputies. This is a big time fail here, guys, from start to finish. Not only were my constitutional rights violated of freedom of press, I was denied public services. I was trying to do a Freedom of Information Act request, and they would not allow me to complete that request. They would not allow me to engage in my constitutionally protected activity, all because I would not identify myself and surrender my Fourth Amendment rights. For those of you saying I should have been arrested, that this would have been an easy win, this is already a win. I will be following up here. I will be coming back here. I will be filing a federal civil rights lawsuit against this county. I am not going to sit in a West Virginia jail where a West Virginia judge that is probably best friends with the sheriff and plays poker with him on Saturday nights decides my fate. Not gonna happen. We're gonna see them in federal court and the court of public opinion, which is so powerful. All of you have seen the tyranny and corruption that transpired here today. An egregious violation of my constitutional rights. Egregious. Very unprofessional. Big time failure at de-escalating a situation. Unknowledgeable and ignorant of the Constitution and the law. And these are law enforcement officers. Complete failure here. Sheriff Bruce, I will hold you accountable, and your tyrant deputies, as well as the public servants working inside who denied me my FOIA request. Stay tuned, guys. This one is not over. You guys know me.
When law enforcement acts on personal feelings instead of the Constitution, everyone's freedom is at risk. Always stand firm, record everything, and never surrender your rights, because protecting them isn't just about today, it's about safeguarding the future for all of us. Stay strong, stay smart, and never stop fighting for your freedom.